Hi, in this video I'll be transferring tape from one cassette into another, and that will be, I'll transfer the tape from this mid-90s TDKD into this early 80s TDKD. I've got a few of them, and this is the best one with nothing written on the sticker there, on the label. Maybe there was something written there in pencil, but now it's gone. Also, it's got a clean J card, and the tape in this cassette is not up to the standards of this cassette, obviously. So I've got a small screwdriver. It would need to be a cassette with screws to do this easily. This one's only got 4 screws, this one's 5 screws. We'll find out soon enough if this is welded together here or not. But let's do this. Hang on, it's this tape that I'll be transferring the tape into this one. This one's also on screws, also on 4 screws, and we'll see if that's welded or not. So let's open this one first. And find out if that's a weld there in the 5th screw or if it's not. Those 80s cassettes are fine, but they do sound a bit muddy compared to mid-90s mid-90s this is version of the TDKD. And yes, it comes apart easy enough. What have we got here? Really nice stack here, clean and everything. Tiny slip sheets in this one. I'll put it here. So now that this one's open, let's open the 82 version of the TDKD. And I'll keep the screws separate. They might be different, they're probably not, but they could be. The screw in the middle, which was absent in the newer cassette. Put them all aside. This shell's cooler than the all clear shell, to my eyes anyway. And let's see how this one comes apart, and what sort of slip sheets are inside. And it's got the bubble and dimple slip sheets. Do I reuse them or use the new ones? Let me think about it. I'm tempted to use the newer slip sheets and get rid of these as well. So that's easy enough. Let's remove the old tape from this cassette shell, and it's a light brown kind of tape, type 1 tape. And I hear you thinking, well, why don't you just put something like tape from a TDK AD or something like that? Well, no, I'm not sure if that would be so productive, or perhaps even counterproductive. These shells are high precision shells. Once you put them into something like this, they might not be as good as in this shell. So I'll abstain from that, and let's have a look here and wind on that tape so it's nice and snug on there, so you're not dealing with loose tape all over the place. And that's the end of the tape there. And now move this out of the way. Remove that slip sheet. It's still very slippery. Let's have a look how these other slip sheet. Well, let's get this tape out and put it aside. And let's put this slip sheet in there, see how that sits in there. Yeah, I think I'll go with this slip sheet. Now, the newer tape will go into the older case or shell. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So that went under the pack. Have to pull it out and wind the tape back on. Like this. And that tape will do that. It will just curl, and this tape will do everything against you to not get into there. Let's pause for a minute. Okay, let's continue. So I'll move this a bit further up here. Stretch out the tape and wind it on that spool there. Watching so it doesn't twist on me. And it's already trying to do that. And it'll do that as well. So I'm handling the leader instead of the tape. And untwist it, and that is going on pretty well, except when it tries to do that. So I've got it worked out straight, so it's going on there properly. I'm going to wind on as much as I can. Without creasing the tape or anything like that, and feed it through. Yeah. A bit of tension on the tape always helps. And now it's getting twisted. like this. And unlike most modern tapes, the tape does go over that peg, not under it. On the outside, over the roller. Yeah, I can see what it's doing on the spool. And over the top here like this. And wind it on again. And it just does that. That's normal. Let's call that normal. You'll just do that. Okay. Untwist it. I'll use a big pen to help me along. Untwist the tape again. Keep it nice and snug, I was going to say, but I'll just do that again. Okay, so I've got more light. Let's see what I'm actually doing. And yeah, once it gets to that point, it just wants to slip off the pack. And there it goes, it does it again. Without me doing anything. Excuse me. Let's do that. And I might put my finger on there and keep the tension on it that way. Like this. Probably wouldn't hurt to put something on there so it does not slip off again. Put some pressure on it over the peg like this. Tape pass over the roller and over the peg again. Like this. Move this out of the way. And on its locating hub there. Like this. Put some pressure on it again and maneuver it in behind those tabs on the housing or the shell. There's one. And that is loaded properly now. Now transfer this slip sheet into the old shell like this. And that will fall off when I turn it around, so And to put it in place like this and maneuver the second half of the shell onto the first half, and this has just all popped into place. Excuse me. Let's have a look how this sits. It seems to be okay. So I put the screws in. And I'll start in the middle. And then in the opposite corners like this. One more screw in here. And where's the last screw? Here. So that's going to go in this corner here, in the left hand bottom corner. Just make sure they're all done up evenly. Like that. And now I've got 1990s, mid-90s tape in an 82 shell. I don't need the light anymore. And this is quite usable now, I would say. So let's see how that rewinds, fast forwards, etc. I'm going to put that in the Nakamichi BX150. That's an idler tire operated mechanism, not gears, so that should be pretty quiet. And so it is. In fact, it's so quiet that it sounds like it's a bit slow, but going by the counter, it's not that slow. Rewind, also very quiet. And that should stop now. So how does it play the tape? It's also very quiet. Let's try another deck. This deck's gear operated, so it won't be that quiet, but Yeah, that should be interesting. Thank you for watching, and see you next or the previous video. So now I have modern type 1 tape in a vintage looking cassette shell. Thank you for watching. I'll keep these things as spares. You never know when you need one. So a pressure pad or something like that. Those slip sheets, I might put them away in that cassette as well. And that's about it.